Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, gonna go over the Ottawa Senators season review. Alright, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button for the video, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. Alright, let's get started. Alright, Ottawa had honestly a far better season than I definitely predicted at the beginning of the year. I figured they'd be bottom of the league. No, they finished 23rd, which, yes, still not a playoff team. But considering how young this team is and how many guys they just took contracts for and then ended up trading, they did pretty well. They finished 23, 28, and 5, 51 points, and like I said, finished 23rd. And they had a 15.5 power play percentage, which that killed them. That's not great. 26 out of 31, and a 79% penalty kill rate, tied for 20th out of 31. So as you can tell, special teams was an issue. Alright, goals for per game was 2.77, which was tied for 19th out of 31. More towards middle of the pack. And a 3.38 goals against average, tied for 4th worst in the league. That's what killed them right there. They had 155 goals for and 189 goals against. Yeah, it definitely seemed like a lot of their games was they were scoring 4 or 5 goals, but allowing 5-6 goals. That's where the problem seemed to lay. Especially if they played against Edmonton. Seems like Edmonton killed them every single game. Key injuries during the season. I guess you can call Austin Watson a key injury. I mean, he's definitely a penalty killer and a grinder. So they missed him for the half of the season he was out. Derek Stepan missed the majority of the season. He wasn't very good in the time he played, so I'm not sure that was necessarily a loss. Other than the fact they might have been able to get a draft pick or something for him at the trade deadline. But it is what it is. And there was just a rotating carousel of goalies going in, getting injured, going out, come back, getting injured, going out, come back, getting injured again. I think every single one of their goalies, I think they had 5 or 6 goalies that played for them this year. And honestly, they all look decent. I mean, other than Matt Murray. Sorry to rag on Matt Murray. I know he gets enough crap, but he just was not good enough for what they're paying him. Upcoming UFAs, they have Ryan Dzingel. Yes, they reacquired Ryan Dzingel. And if Dzingel is smart, he will re-sign because he only seems to do well on Ottawa. Everywhere else he has played, he's been invisible. Artem Anisimov, they're not bringing him back. He's going to go. Honestly, I think he'll end up in Russia is where I think he'll end up playing. Derek Stepan, he will probably sign somewhere. Not Ottawa, though. Excuse me. Michael Haley, buried in the minors by them. He'll probably sign somewhere on a minor league contract. Maybe even sign back there. I don't know. Upcoming RFAs. Philip Gustafson, one of the carousel goalies, who actually looked fairly good. Hogberg did not look as good as they hype him up to be. Now, he could still develop. He easily could. Gosh, what is happening? So, I think it's definitely worth giving him another, at least a year prove-it contract. Because it should not be hard to dismount their current starting goalie, Matt Murray. Guy was good those first couple years with Pittsburgh. After that, he's been there. Oops, sorry, skip past. Victor Mete is a restricted free agent. Picked him up from Montreal at the trade deadline. Michael Amadio picked up from LA. And the big ones of Brady Tkachuk and Drake Batherson. Those are definitely the 2 big ones. They're the ones who are going to make the most money out of these 6. Mete may get a bit of a pay raise. Amadio, he'll get a little bit, but not much. Hogberg may get a little bit, but not much. Gustafson, same type of thing. Alright, terrible contracts. Matt Murray. How could you list that and not put Matt Murray? It's impossible. $6.25 million per through 2023-24 season. That contract's going to hurt. It's going to. Who wants out? I can't say who wants out, if anybody, because they, for the most part, kept all the young guys. And the ones who probably do want out are already UFAs, so it doesn't even matter if they want out because they're out in not long. All right, top scorer and top goalie. Their top scorer was Brady Tkachuk, 17 goals, 19 assists, 36 points. I will say here, the guy that picked up, why am I drawing a blank on his name? At the draft last year from the San Jose pick. Why can't I think of his name? Also, Tim Stützle. There we go. Stützle had a great year, and honestly, he got better as the season went on. I think these two will be a very dynamic duo if they end up playing together, if they don't already. But I think they're going to be very good together here very quickly. Matt Murray was their top goalie. Ooh, that tells you how bad the goaltending was. 10-13-1, 893 save percentage, and 3.3 goals against average. Now, I'm not going to completely blame Murray with how bad his goaltending was. It was bad. But the defense was god-awful as well. I mean, that's why their goals against was so high. So, yeah, partly Murray, partly the defense, but I think it's safe to say Murray's the one at fault for the most part. Upcoming draft. They had the 10th overall pick, the 39th, the 42nd, 74th, 170th, and 202. So they don't have as many draft picks as they normally do, which is kind of surprising. But they still have draft picks and a top 10 pick. So that should develop into a good player as well. Should. Future outlook. This team, I can see them being competitive for a playoff spot as soon as next season if they use the cap space they have and pick up some friggin' defense. They need defense. They have young guys coming up, but they need like one or two veteran guys, like mid-range guys. They don't need top-end defensive talent. They need mid-range guys to help develop these young kids. I mean, they already had Thomas Chabot. He missed about 7 games this year, but that's not the end of the world. As long as you got guys who can chip in when he's out. But he's already their top defender. I mean, they got Eric Brandstrom, who looked much better this season than he had the previous one. So they have young guys coming up. It's just getting there. And if they don't develop this year, and if the goaltending and defense don't improve this year, I can see it being 2 years from now, them competing for a playoff spot. Now, when I say competitive in these videos, I don't mean Stanley Cup competitive necessarily for these bottom teams. I mean playoff competitive, just making a playoff spot. Even if it's that last spot, it's still a spot. Look what Montreal did with the last spot in their division. They made the finals. It's not impossible. It can happen. It just takes a good run for it to happen. All right. But anyways, that's what I got for you for Ottawa. Like I said in the other videos, I will be going more in depth when I do the season previews, probably in about a month. So look out for those. I'm going to try and get these done by hopefully next week. The season reviews. I'm behind, so I need to catch up. All right. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree, if you have a different view on how they're going to be soon enough, and let me know. All right. I will talk to you all there. See you, everybody.